Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. I got a quick question for you. Are you ready? Here it goes. The question is, do you need a man or do you want a man? Now, if you're like most of the members of our community, you're going to fit into one of three categories. The one is, Joe, I need a man. The other category is, I don't need a man, but I want a man. And the third category is going to go, Joe, both. I need a man and I want a man. Well, if so, if you fall into any of those categories, I want you to pay close attention, because not knowing the difference between needing a man and wanting a man is one of the main reasons that you're struggling in your love life. See, there are only three things that you need in life, and those three things are food, water, and air. See, if you take any of those three things away, you're going to die. So those are absolute essentials. So in the big scope of life, the only thing, again, that you need are those three things. However, you don't need a man. Now, I know some of you going, Joe, again, you don't understand. I need a man. I need a man, Joe. You don't understand. Trust me, I understand. What I want you to get out of today's video is that when you need something, it's a necessity. All your happiness is dependent on whether you have that thing or not. So if you have a man, you're happy. If you don't have a man, you're not happy. But is that really true? How many times have you had a man and you were miserable, right? So it's not a truth at all. However, when you want a man, it's a completely different story. It's a completely different energy. See, when you need a man, you are being needy. You're being desperate. There's an energy behind that. You've heard of the law of attraction. Well, this is why needy women, or women who feel they need a man, become desperate and make bad choices and decisions, because they feel without that man, they're not going to get married, they're not going to have kids, they're not going to be happy, whatever it may be for that person. And as a result, that needy energy that they're bringing into the relationship causes them to attract the wrong man. However, when a person says, you know what, I don't need a man, but I want a man, then they're in a completely different energy. So let me explain how that works in the real world. There was a time in my life where I needed a woman. Okay, I didn't feel complete. All my friends were in relationships. They were married. They were having kids. And I was the only one who was alone. And so I got into a relationship with someone to fill that void. And things were cool for about a couple of weeks. And after a couple of weeks, the shit started hitting the fan. And for the next 2.5, 3 years, the relationship and my life pretty much sucked. And that's really the truth. And what I learned from that is that, you know, even though I had someone who wanted the same things in life that I did, we were completely wrong for each other. And so what I learned from that is that, you know what, I don't need a woman, because I'd rather be alone and be happy and know that there's a possibility of future happiness than be in a crappy toilet bowl relationship. And I said to myself at that time, you know what, I don't need a woman. Okay, I want a woman. I want the right woman in my life. And until I can find that woman, I'm never going to ask another woman to marry me. And that was the pledge that I made to myself. And it's how I lived my life for the next few months until ultimately I found that special person. And so, you know, what I want to address today is to help you understand is that you don't need a man. Now, I know some of you, Joe, you don't understand. My clock is ticking. My clock is ticking. You know, I want to have kids. I want to get married. I'm getting old. You know, whatever it is for you. And again, I'm not saying that that's not real for you. I'm not saying you don't feel that way. I'm not saying that you don't think, but that's simply a belief pattern that you set in. You know, even if your clock's ticking and, you know, there's a window on when you can have kids, you know, having kids the traditional way isn't the only way to have kids anymore. Now, I understand it might not be your preference, but what I found in life is that, you know, life very often goes the way you think it should. There is a smarter, intelligent universe out there that knows what's right and best for you. The key is when you're doing your part. And so I promise you, if you want to find that great man, stop needing a man. Take a step back, do some mirror time, and get clear and really ask yourself, am I been acting from a place where I need a man because I won't be happy, I won't get the results I want without it? Or is it, you know what, Joe, I want a man. It's just that I haven't found the right one. And you're not going to commit to a relationship the rest of your life to a man until you find the right one. And I promise you, if you do it that way, you're going to be at a different level of attraction. The energy that you're going to be putting out into the world is going to be much different. And the right kind of guys who are looking for relationships are going to see that. I can tell you as a guy, is we can pick up that energy from a mile away. We know when a woman is desperate, when she's needy, when she's looking for us as an excuse to walk her down the aisle. And we also know when there's a woman who knows who she is, who's willing not to settle for a crappy guy or an unfulfilling, mediocre relationship. And that's what's really attractive to us if we're going to commit the rest of our life to a woman. So that's your homework for today. Now, again, I know some of you are sitting there going, Joe, you don't understand, but I need a man. It's been a while. I need a man. Well, if so, I've got a little bonus advice for you today. Is if you really need a man, it's been a while, go down to your local toy store and buy yourself some new toys. Okay? And enjoy those toys until the right guy comes along. Because when you're taking care of that need, that physical need, you're not going to get into bad relationships. You're not going to waste your energy on the bad boys, the guys who you think are going to lead to relationships, but the guys who ultimately let you down, break your heart, and disappoint you. So just go out, buy yourself some new toys, and have fun, and continue on that road knowing that, hey, I don't even need a man now because I'm taking care of that. Now I'm ready for that great guy when he comes along. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll be in that space, that energetic space that lets the universe know that you're ready for that great guy and that amazing relationship. So hope this is a little lighthearted today. Want to know what you think. Love to hear your feedback. What questions do you have about needing a man, wanting a man, any of that? Go ahead, put your questions, comment, and feedback in the box below. As always, it's an honor, privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Much love.